just react and play. He's played against the Steelers a lot. This is his 14th game against the Steelers.
Obviously, those appearances came as a member of the Cincinnati Bengals, where he was 4-9, including a playoff loss. On first down, Palmer slings it. His receiver falls down, and it's intercepted, picked off by Ryan Clark. Clark across midfield. And Clark is tackled just short of the 35-yard line. A turnover on the opening play.
Yeah, play action pass to Darren McFadden. And down the middle was Denarius Moore from the right side of the screen. You'll see him come in. You can see the feet of Ryan Clark. And he just slips and falls. He saw Clark. He was not going to continue deep on his route. I think the baseball dirt might have got Denarius Moore there.
There is no doubt about it. Lost his footing right where the grass meets the dirt. This is also the home of the Oakland A's, the only stadium that houses both an NFL team and a Major League Baseball team. Steelers opening up a 1st and 10 at the Oakland 36-yard line. Moore, the intended receiver, went down, and Palmer had it picked off by Clark. Miller, the motion man. First play from scrimmage for Pittsburgh. No score. Roethlisberger, plenty of time, throws into heavy traffic. Incomplete. Mike Wallace, the intended receiver. And Mike Burris, the rookie out of San Diego State, getting a piece of it. Ben Roethlisberger, what a job he did last week, distributing the ball in that victory over the New York Jets.
Yeah, he's off to a good start here in 2012. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. But he had his worst game ever here against the Raiders 6 seasons ago. 4 picks in that one. But he did talk about the infield dirt yesterday, something that he and the Steelers have to adjust to. Maybe Denarius Moore has to adjust to it as well.
Steelers' first trip to Oakland since that game that you mentioned, Dan, a 20-13 Raiders win. Roethlisberger, the 4 picks, 2 for touchdowns. Roethlisberger, oh, what a grab by Miller. Terrific hands, but it's ruled incomplete. He trapped it. It'll be 3rd and 10 for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, heck of a attempt by Heath Miller. As the ball thrown low, he hits the ground, and right on top of him is Michael Huff. I'm not sure where he lost control of that. We'll check it from this angle. That appears to be a good catch from that angle, but maybe this one will be different.
A little bit of movement there.
It came out a little bit, but it never hit the ground, and the challenge flag is out by Mike Tomlin. I think that's a good call by Tomlin. We saw the ball come out of his grasp, but it never hit the ground. Miller appeared.
Is challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass.
Our referee, David White. Boy, on the initial look, it appeared like he cradled it perfectly, textbook, as he was going down to the ground.
He's off to such a great start to this season with a couple of touchdown catches. This would be his 12th catch of the season if it's overturned here. Now that's legal there as the ball goes down to the ground, but you can see as he reaches with his left hand, keeps the ball off the ground. This is going to be an interesting decision for our replay official, David White.
Well, the nose of the ball definitely hits the ground, but the question is, does he have control? Is it considered a cradle for Miller? Roethlisberger telling us that he can't imagine life without Heath Miller. He blocks like an offensive lineman. He catches the football like a receiver. He believes, in terms of two-way tight ends, that he's the best out there in the NFL with both responsibilities.
And the judgment here is whether, as the nose of the ball hit the ground, if he maintained possession while he rolled over. We saw that the ball never hit the ground after he rolled over, but the decision will come to, and it's going to be very difficult to overturn this, I think, because the pictures are just inconclusive, regardless of all the good looks we have on this, because you just can't tell if he has possession throughout the entire play.
And that's a big part of the equation here, because if that's called a clean catch and it's challenged the other way, it may have been considered inconclusive and it would have been a completion. But the fact of the matter is it was incomplete.
The hood too. Remember, the replay officials upstairs are the regular replay officials.
And that is Carl Mattson. David White is on a headset with Mattson, who's up in the booth.
Mattson obviously giving White a lot of help on this one. This is a very difficult call, no matter how you look at it, no matter which side of the field you stand on.
Well, I tend to think that the longer it takes, the better it is for Pittsburgh, because they're trying to determine where they're going to place the football.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Third down.
And there goes that theory.
It's a normal theory, but there's nothing normal about these games with the replacement officials.
So they lose a timeout in the process. The challenge from Mike Tomlin. It'll be 3rd and 10 now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And a 4-receiver set with Wallace, Brown, Sanders, and Cotchery. Just underway here in the first quarter. Palmer intercepted by Ryan Clark. Steelers trying to take advantage of that with excellent field position. Shotgun for Roethlisberger. Pocket holds up. Roethlisberger finds the open man. Cotchery. And he comes up short of the first down as he crossed the 30-yard line. Cotchery looking at the spot. It'll go down as a 9-yard gain for the Steelers.
Great effort by Cotchery to try to do everything in his power to pick up this first down. Zone coverage by the Raiders that time. You can see when he hit the ground, he came up about a yard shy.
And they're going to go for it on 4th and 1.
Empty backfield. Makes you think quarterback sneak with that big guy. Either that or try to draw him off sides and kick the field goal.
Play clock is down to 4. Roethlisberger, a touch pass, handled by Wallace, and Wallace accelerates out across the 10. So they took their time. The patience pays off. It's 19 yards.
That's an illegal pick on the outside that the Steelers get away with. Michael Huff is down. He had the coverage that time on Wallace, and the inside receiver just went out and blocked Michael Huff. This is what the problem with the replacement officials. They're not used to calling pick plays, and a very smart call by Todd Haley here to pick up the first down.
Now this is an Oakland defense that is really banged up in the secondary. No Shante Spencer, no Ron Bartell. Huff starting at corner.
I mean, you just don't get that wide open unless there is something illegal happening. Here it is right here. Watch the pick, and then Wallace comes underneath. This is just as blatant as you could possibly get.
It looked like a shot to the leg of Huff, who was able to get up on his own and make his way to the Raiders sideline.
And how big is an injury to Michael Huff for this Raiders secondary? Already without Shante Spencer today. Ron Bartell, the other starter, started the season, broke his shoulder. He's out for the year. Huff volunteers to go to the outside to play corner. And on the 3rd play of the game, he's injured on an illegal play.
1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Redmond in the backfield with Will Johnson. And it will be Redmond up the middle. No Rashard Mendenhall. Mike Tomlin expects Mendenhall to be back after the bye week, which is next week for the Steelers, and then they host Philadelphia October 7th. 2-yard gain. Lamar Houston with the stop for Oakland. It will be 2nd and goal from the 5.
Yeah, Redmond, a big thumper along with Jonathan Dwyer. Both go about 230. But they just haven't been able to get this running game going. The Steelers come in as the 30th ranked rushing team in the NFL.
And Oakland comes in 31st. Huff is back out there. Good sign for Oakland. 4-man front, working out of the gun, Roethlisberger. Steelers looking to strike first. It's a handoff to Wallace. Wallace needs some blockers, and he gets stacked up. The play never really developed for Wallace on the perimeter, and Tyvon Branch came firing through to make the stop.
Now, there's nothing wrong with the safeties of the Raiders. Tyvon Branch, Matt Giordano taking the spot of Michael Huff, but Branch does a super job of stringing this one out. Got help also from the corner on that side, Joselio Hansen, and really Wallace had nowhere to go.
7th play of the drive. 3rd and goal just inside the 5. Roethlisberger throws. It's Miller. He's got the angle. Touchdown, Steelers. Roethlisberger put it exactly where it had to be for his tight end. And Pittsburgh is on the board first on the road in Oakland.
And it's just not supposed to be that easy to complete a pass from the 5-yard line to get the guy into the end zone. But confusion in the secondary. Tyvon Branch and Michael Huff on that side both took the inside receiver.
And all set up by the Ryan Clark pick on the first play of the game. Squeeze him on for the extra point. A 7-play, 36-yard drive. The touchdown, Roethlisberger to Miller. Pittsburgh with a 7-0 lead on Oakland.
Well, Roethlisberger talked about how important it would be to get Heath Miller to the Pro Bowl. Watch the safeties here. Watch Miller come out into the flat. They're both looking for the slant there, and Wheeler's got no chance to stay with Heath Miller.
But it needs to be a true fan. Here we go, and thanks to all.
So Ben Roethlisberger, over 27,000 career passing yards. He is inching closer to the team record held by Terry Bradshaw. And Roethlisberger, the leading passer in the NFL on 3rd down. What was that? A 3rd and goal for Pittsburgh. And that dynamic between Roethlisberger and Todd Haley, we spoke to Ben about it yesterday. He said, look, change isn't necessarily good or bad. It's just different. With Todd Haley, it's been really good so far. A strong give and take. They're both opinionated. They're both passionate. Are there going to be some moments over the course of the season that could explode? Yes.
I thought it was interesting when Tomlin was talking about that situation potentially. He says, well, I kind of like fiery guys.
He did say that. He likes that about Todd, and I think he likes the fact that there's a lot of true, honest-to-goodness passion in that quarterback room and dialogue. Swedes kicking off to Mike Goodson. He'll take a knee, and the Oakland Raiders will have it at the 20-yard line. Steelers with a 7-0 lead on the Raiders. 11:33 to play in this first quarter. Take a look at the starting offense for Oakland. No Khalif Barnes. Barnes is out with a groin injury, so Willie Smith, in his 2nd year from East Carolina, former Washington Redskin, picked up off of waivers, starts at right tackle. Backs and receivers, it's no secret. Darren McFadden and the Raiders' running game has to get going. That has been a huge issue the first 2 weeks. McFadden has been involved in the passing game, but the running game has been non-existent.
It's not good when your tailback is your leading receiver, as McFadden is with 15.
3 receivers set. Palmer throws. Knocked up in the air and out of bounds, incomplete. Denarius Moore, the intended receiver. Chris Carter, the one over there getting a piece for Pittsburgh. Defensively, for the Steelers, the 3-4 set. Ziggy Hood is one of these young Steelers that has emerged, the 25-year-old now in his 4th year. Linebackers, no James Harrison once again. Chris Carter gets the start there. Harrison out with a knee injury, and no Troy Polamalu. So Ryan Mundy is in at safety. Polamalu missing his 2nd straight game. Palmer, a strike to Brandon Myers, the tight end. Myers has become one of the big targets for Palmer here early in the season. That covers 16 yards. And a new set of downs to work with for Oakland.
Yeah, he is their 2nd leading receiver. That's his 12th of the season. Now the Raiders looking to up-tempo this game, try to get into some type of rhythm, go right to the line of scrimmage.
McFadden sets up as a receiver. Now he shifts to the backfield. Play clock is down to 4. Palmer made a change at the line of scrimmage. Running play, big hole. McFadden! Darren McFadden! Touchdown, Raiders! McFadden takes it the distance, 64 yards. They've been waiting for it. The zone blocking scheme.
He'd only rushed for 54 yards in the previous 2 games. But this was a classic zone running play off the right side behind Willie Smith, Mike Breisel, and the center was Newski. And here the speed of McFadden. You got to hold your breath when he has the ball. He can go the distance at any time, and he outran the secondary of the Steelers.
Carson Palmer changing the play. They shift to a running play as Janikowski adds the extra point. And just like that, the Oakland Raiders have tied this one up. We have packed a lot in to a short period of time in this opening quarter so far.
Yeah, the key to this blocking is watch the backside here by Cooper Carlisle as McFadden very patiently waits for the hole to open up. The block right there seals the nose tackle and the linebacker, and then a poor angle by Ryan Mundy. And McFadden outruns Lewis for the pylon. But it's so important. This is the 5th different combination that the Raiders have had up front at an offensive line because of injury throughout the preseason and the first couple of games of the regular season. Greg Knapp, their offensive coordinator, talks about they need patience. The fans need patience more than anything. This will help in that regard a great deal. 64-yard beauty on his first carry of the day.
Darren McFadden. 11 carries for 22 yards last week in the loss to Miami. As we mentioned earlier, he has been heavily involved in the passing game, had 15 catches for 105 yards through the first 2 weeks. But the topic of conversation the last couple of days here in Oakland has been, is McFadden a good fit for the zone blocking scheme? We asked Carson Palmer. He said, Darren McFadden's a good fit for any running style or scheme. He's just that good. Chris Rainey, the return man. And he slips down just short of the 20-yard line.
Number 22, Chris Rainey, on the kickoff return.
So the Pittsburgh Steelers offense back on the field, and let's take a look at their starters up front. Last week it was Marquise Pouncey's twin brother Mike who went against the Oakland Raiders defense as a member of the Miami Dolphins. Pouncey, one of the best in the business, 2-time Pro Bowler. Backs and receivers for Pittsburgh. Miller actually was banged up this week. Rib injury, but was able to plow through it during practice and make the trip out here, and already has been a huge factor. Roethlisberger here in Oakland said it's a hostile environment, but I have a lot of respect for these fans. I know how passionate they are. Dump off, catch made by Redmond. And Redmond is hit just across the 20 by Rolando McClain. Branch came out of there with a football. And Van Dyke, the former Steeler,
2nd and 7.
or I should say injury for the Raiders. Ben Roethlisberger taking a hit at the end of this play. No flag was thrown. That was Lamar Houston. Redmond in the backfield on a 2nd and 6. Play fake. Boy, Ben sells it perfectly. Almost intercepted. Philip Wheeler, the former Indianapolis Colt, got his hands on it.
That's what the Raiders will try to do today, is give Ben a lot of different looks at the line of scrimmage and then bail out and play zone. This was a very successful ploy by Dennis Allen last season when he was defensive coordinator with the Broncos. And Steeler fans know what happened in that game.
9 plays for Pittsburgh, 7 passes, 2 running plays so far. And now a 3rd and 6 for the Steelers. 9:37 to play in this action-packed first quarter. Brown, the motion man for Pittsburgh. Working from the gun. Pump, Roethlisberger. Low throw, Wallace there. And a clean catch for Wallace, covers 16 yards. They'll move the chains.
That's what Roethlisberger does better than anybody else in the game. Buy that extra 1 or 2 seconds in the pocket to find his receiver over the middle. Wallace does a super job of going down low, right about where the second baseman would play. And scooping that ball up 16 yards on the gain. Kind of quiets the crowd too.
Well, the crowd has been into it from the very start. 3 receiver set on first down for Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger tried the quick hitter to Sanders. We talked about the fact that Dennis Allen did a terrific job last year as defensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos, defending Roethlisberger. That is our Fouts focus here.
Well, the key is to get Big Ben to give him different looks. The blitz look here makes him think about throwing it deep against the man-to-man. Once the ball is snapped, the Broncos drop into a zone. They rush only 4. They stayed in their lanes and contained Roethlisberger. 5 sacks and a Pittsburgh loss was the result. We're seeing a lot of zone played so far today by the Raiders secondary.
On second down for the Steelers.
Hey, Roddy, we gotta go, pal.
Play clock down to 2. Steps up. Roethlisberger didn't go down on first contact. He's going to be short of the first down as Houston was the one chasing him from behind. Houston's a big guy. He's 6'3", 300. Roethlisberger is 6'5", 241.
And he went down hard on both his knees after Houston tripped him up from behind. Great effort to try to get to the first down, but sets up an optional type of call here. A lot of options for Roethlisberger and Todd Haley on 3rd and short.
Dennis Allen turned 40 yesterday. Head coach of the Raiders, youngest head coach in the NFL. This is a 3rd and manageable 2 yards. Roethlisberger set it up to the outside. Sanders has got the catch. And the first down, moving into Oakland territory for a pickup of 8 on the play. Defensively for the Oakland Raiders, Matt Shaughnessy, 26th birthday today, had a sack last week in that loss to Miami. Linebackers, Rolando McClain suffered a concussion in that game. It was a question mark this week, but passed all the tests, and he's been in there for the Raiders so far. And in that secondary, we told you how banged up they are. No Spencer today, so Huff shifting over to corner, and Matt Giordano getting the start at safety. Play fake. Roethlisberger. Instead of the deep ball, Redmond the safety valve, and Redmond will be wrestled down, but he does get enough for the first down to the 35, 11-yard gain. McClain the first man there, and the swarm of Raiders defenders following.
Yeah, the Steelers gave the Raiders a heavy run look with 3 tight ends. Leonard Pope, David Paulson joined Heath Miller. The play action, been looking to go deep again, but the Raiders again more zone here, not allowing the deep pass, but not allowing the deep pass gave up the first down pass to the outside on the previous play when Michael Huff was playing about 10 yards off the receiver.
Not a whole lot of pressure on Roethlisberger so far. He's 7 of 11, 71 yards, and the touchdown to Miller. Ball tied up, Steelers and Raiders. Quick strike, Brown down the sideline. Antonio Brown. I think a lot of people around the league were surprised when he got that extension. 5 years, $42 million. But you talk to Mike Tomlin, and what does he focus in on? His preparation, the way that he conducts himself, and obviously the attitude. The Steelers believe in him.
I thought it was interesting when he was talking about Brown when he was on the practice squad, how running routes against Ike Taylor every day made Ike Taylor, the cornerback for the Steelers, a better player. He is right now just schooling Michael Huff. Huff playing off. Now he decides to come up and play man-to-man, bump and run, which is a good idea.
Yeah, it was a lot of scout team for Brown when he first came into the league out of Central Michigan. Handoff, it's Dwyer. Jonathan Dwyer pushed backwards, but the forward progress will get him 3 yards. Houston, McClain, Branch, all in there for Oakland.
And in talking to Michael Huff yesterday about the switch to corner, he said he'd rather play bump and run because he's a big physical type of guy. And so far, I think playing off has hurt the Raiders and made it difficult to stop Roethlisberger.
Pittsburgh in the red zone once again. 2nd and 7 now for the Steelers. We're down to 5:24 to go in this fast-paced first quarter. Fake the handoff. Roethlisberger. That rifle right over the middle to Wallace. And a first down for Pittsburgh. Giordano, the stop, 13-yard hookup. It'll be 1st and goal for the Steelers.
Well, the play action is holding the linebackers, opening up the zone right behind them in front of the safety. Giordano that time. 9 completions now for Big Ben, 6 different receivers, similar to the game plan last week when he hit 10 different receivers.
1st and goal for Pittsburgh at the Oakland 5. Johnson and Dwyer in the backfield. Brown in motion. Running play. Dwyer. Brought down quickly. Michael Huff in there helping on run support along with Tyvon Branch. A gain of a half-yard or so on the play.
They're just not able to get through that first wave of defenders with their running attack. But Big Ben told us yesterday it's about getting everyone involved as he has in the passing game in the first quarter. The running game will improve once Mendenhall comes back, which will be after the bye.
They're going to go jumbo here. 3 tight ends, Miller, Pope, and Paulson. 2nd and goal for Pittsburgh. Fake the handoff. Roethlisberger. Picture perfect. He's got Miller for the 2nd time. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A bullet from Ben Roethlisberger.
And really a great route by Heath Miller working against Tyvon Branch. Just kind of made contact with him and moved to the inside.
Sean Sweezum on for the point after a 12-play, 81-yard drive for Pittsburgh. Sweezum now in his 8th year in the NFL. He knocks it through. It's 14-7. Steelers.
2 catches for Heath Miller, 2 touchdown receptions. Watch this route against Tyvon Branch. Very simple. Play action, so he's going to come out and fake the block against Branch right here and then just release to the inside. Nobody home because of the play action fake, which to me is kind of interesting because the Steelers aren't running the ball worth a darn, and yet the linebackers for the Raiders still have to respect the run, and they're opening up huge holes in the secondary.
4th time in Heath Miller's career. He's had 2 touchdowns in a game. I don't know if he's ever had them quite this quickly. 3:49 to play in this first quarter.
Yeah, he's such a talented player and so humble too. The thing that impressed me about the conversation with Roethlisberger yesterday about Miller is that even in practice, if he drops the ball, the players, it's so unusual, everybody will laugh. And he'll take responsibility. You know, I can't do that. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And even if he's wide open in the game, he'll never say he was wide open, which is very unusual for a receiver.
Yeah, Ben just singing the praises of Heath Miller. And, you know, obviously the stats work the 24-hour home of CBS Sports and at cbssports.com/live.
Well, the last time the Raiders had the ball in offense, they went up-tempo with a no-huddle offense, and it worked out pretty good. McFadden going 64 for a touchdown.
Now that has skewed the time of possession stats. 9:50 so far for Pittsburgh. Oakland's had the football a minute 21. Palmer on a dump off. McFadden waiting for some blockers. Steelers are all over it. Brett Kiesel was not going to let McFadden get out of that area. It's a loss of 3 on the play. Pittsburgh's time of possession last week, 36-36 in that victory over the Jets.
Watch Kiesel read this and get right to the screen. That's an outstanding play by Brett Kiesel.
Pro Bowler in 2010. Really turned himself into a terrific player. 7th round pick back in 2002. 2nd and 13 for Oakland. Palmer to throw it. Gun sideline, drop ball by Denarius Moore.
A perfect description of that play. Perfect throw by Carson Palmer, low and to the outside, away from Lewis. Ball right in the hands of Denarius Moore.
Well, we asked Palmer about Moore, who was injured during the preseason. He said, look, this is really the first week that we've been able to work together. because of those injuries, and hoping that he and Moore could pick up where they left off last year, where they did develop some chemistry after the trade was made with Cincinnati. Nickel package here for Pittsburgh. Steelers leading 14-7. 3rd and long. Palmer steps up in trouble. Devoured. Lamar Woodley.
Palmer sacked by number 56, Lamar Woodley.
Had a sack last week, and that now goes down as career sack number 50
Shane Leckler.
for the outside linebacker Woodley.
Really good combination blitz here, drawn up by Dick LeBeau. Watch the two linebackers, Larry Foote and Lamar Woodley here. Foote takes the interference out of the way, and then Woodley with good speed closes on the quarterback. That's well-designed defense.
So 4th down for the Raiders. It'll be Shane Leckler punting to Antonio Brown, waiting for it at his own 40-yard line. Shane Leckler, NFL's all-time leader in career punting average, comes in at 47.6 in his career. Big boot by Leckler. Brown retreats, but he's got room. Brown circling. Brown runs into his own man and then slides down as he crossed midfield into Oakland territory. A 60-yard punt and a 22-yard return by Brown. Saturday, big matchup on the Home Depot SEC on CBS. Tennessee ventures between the hedges to face undefeated Georgia. The action begins live at 3 o'clock Eastern. College football today right here on CBS.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what answers the Raiders have for the Steeler offense. With great field position to start this drive, Raiders desperately need to hold the Steelers. They cannot afford to have things continue this way.
Steelers have done whatever they wanted to in this first quarter offensively. Injury for Oakland. Mike Mitchell, knee injury. His return is probable. Play fake. Roethlisberger out of the pocket. And Ben throws it away as Tyvon Branch was on his heels. Incomplete.
Well, one adjustment Dennis Allen has made is to bring the safety blitz. Branch came a little bit late up the middle. Watch 33, left side of the screen, to put on the brakes there, and then chases down Roethlisberger, who wisely threw it away.
How about the no huddle? It's something you talked about at great length with Roethlisberger, who really likes it and feels like the offense can thrive in it.
Yeah, I mean, most quarterbacks would like to call their own plays, and in the no huddle, that's what the situation normally is.
Mike Tomlin said, hey, we don't want to use it too often. He believes that it loses some of its effectiveness. Flag comes down, and this play never happens.
And part of that losing its effectiveness.
73 in the offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's right guard Ramon Foster.
And the quarterback has to call plays in the line of scrimmage, so some of your key words may be intercepted by the defense. Teams scout not only tape of their opponent, but audio tapes as well, so they can hear the cadence, they can hear the key words, and then match them up to the plays. So too much of the no huddle could be a bad thing.
Yeah, Tomlin said he likes it when the offense needs a shot in the arm. Obviously, they do not need a shot anywhere on their body right now, the way that they've played in this first quarter on offense. Draw play and big hole. Redmond with a flag thrown. Redmond bottled up at the 46-yard line, but a penalty marker on the play thrown back at the Pittsburgh 45, a 7-yard gain.
And definitely holding against the Steelers.
Holding. Offense number 74. Penalty's 10 yards. 2nd down.
And it's Willie Colon, who was formerly at right tackle for the Steelers, now starting at left guard. He was on injured reserve last year with a tricep injury.
Here he is right here, and it's a draw play to Redmond, and he just reaches out and hooks Bryant. Easy call for both officials as they both threw a flag on Colon. Steelers with a couple of penalties and in the danger of ruining great field position.
2nd and 25 now for Pittsburgh. Dwyer in the backfield. Sanders shifts out. Fake the handoff, Roethlisberger, deep ball, sideline. Antonio Brown, incomplete. He was out of bounds.
Well, it just appears that every pass that Roethlisberger is throwing is to the right side here. Good call by our officials as his right foot was clearly out of bounds. But what's more concerning for the Raiders is how wide open Antonio Brown was on that sideline. Safety late coming over, not enough contact by the corner, Michael Huff, to slow down Brown.
Timeout called. They had 10 men in the huddle. And the Steelers have to get on the same page here with 1:37 to go in this first quarter. Pittsburgh with a 14-7 lead on Oakland.
Time now for action around
Wednesday in primetime. JB, Chris Collinsworth, Phil Simms bring you their unique view of America's Sunday pastime you won't find anyplace else. It's inside the NFL, and it's Wednesday on Showtime. Well, the Steelers' defense just hasn't been on the field very often.
The Raiders have only run 7 plays.
So if you're a Pittsburgh defensive player on the bench, you can get into some deep conversations.
7 plays, 6 passes, 1 run. The 1 run went for 64 yards.
Yeah.
So maybe you should run the ball more if you're the Raiders.
$117 total yards for Pittsburgh, 70 for Oakland. Most of it coming on the McFadden run. This is a 3rd and 25 after the timeout. Roethlisberger set up the screen. Chris Rainey, rookie out of Florida, breaks a tackle, breaks another, and then brought down just across midfield. He picks up 14. Steelers will punt with a rookie out of Georgia, Drew Butler.
yards on that pass play.
That's a good play, Ian, for a rookie to run, though. He got 3rd and 25. The Raiders are rushing 3 and dropping 8. They throw him a screen and say, okay, let's see you get that first down, kid.
Steam for the Raiders.
Butler, whose father Kevin was the longtime kicker for the Chicago Bears. And a fair catch called for by Phillip Adams. 34-yard punt. Palmer will get another crack at this Pittsburgh defense with his team down by 7. 57 seconds to play in the first quarter.
34 yards on that.
Well, Pittsburgh depleted themselves defensively, and 2 of the best players at their respective positions out of action. Troy Polamalu and James Harrison. Harrison is yet to play this season. Polamalu did play in the season opening loss to Denver. The calf injury has kept him out of action the last 2 weeks. Handoff McFadden, and wrapped up by Larry Foote.
Darren McFadden on the carry.
Stefan Wisniewski loses his helmet in the process. It's a gain of 1 for McFadden. Raiders are 0-2 for the first time since 2007. That year they went 4-12. Polamalu did make the trip.
Hard to recognize him without all his hair, though. He's got it all bunched up there.
You think he should just let it loose, huh?
He can do whatever he wants with his hair.
Did I just surmise from what you were saying? McFadden, not much there. Steelers ready for him, led by Ziggy Hood. 2.5-yard gain on the play for McFadden. So end of 1 here in Oakland. The Pittsburgh Steelers with a 14-7 lead on the Oakland Raiders. Miller, 2 touchdowns for Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger once again getting everybody involved. And that's something Mike Tomlin said. Maybe people around the NFL don't necessarily look at Pittsburgh as one of the deepest offenses in the league, but you start looking at their roster, they got a lot of pieces that can do a lot of damage.
Well, and when you talk to opposing coaches, especially the defensive side, the first thing they talk about, obviously, is Roethlisberger extending plays and then the ability to find these speedy wide receivers. Steelers are unique in the fact that they only employ 4 wide receivers for each game. Antonio Brown Jericho Cotchery, Mike Wallace, and Emmanuel Sanders. But I think the tight ends are going to surprise you a little bit this year. And they have a secret weapon kind of in Will Johnson, their H-back, who is a very versatile player and a guy that will see more and more action as the season goes along, similar to Aaron Hernandez of the Patriots.
Just about set for second quarter action here in Oakland. The Steelers leading the Raiders 14-7. Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, the rest of our CBS crew. Pittsburgh getting on the board quickly here today after an interception thrown by Carson Palmer. The Steelers turn that into a quick 7 points with Ben Roethlisberger leading the team down the field and getting his tight end Heath Miller involved. Raiders come back with a long touchdown run by Darren McFadden, and Pittsburgh is able to answer with another touchdown, Roethlisberger to Miller. We talked about the Pittsburgh side of things. For Oakland, there's no doubt that there's some uneasiness in the Bay Area when you get a new regime. New general manager Reggie McKenzie comes over from Green Bay, the director of player personnel with the Packers. Former Raider, played a linebacker spot for Oakland back in the 80s. So he takes over. He makes his big hire, Dennis Allen, the former defensive coordinator in Denver. You know, this is a team that showed flashes last year. They were 7-4. They had a one-game lead in the AFC West. People thought maybe this team was ready to turn the corner, and it did not end well for Oakland last season. Denver emerges in that division. They end up getting the playoff win over Pittsburgh. And Oakland still looking for its first win of the Dennis Allen era. Shotgun for Palmer. Gets rid of it. High throw. Incomplete. Took a shot from Larry Foote. Get you up to speed of where we are at. Roethlisberger to Miller. That's the touchdown that got Pittsburgh on the board. Then McFadden. Raiders fans have been waiting for this. McFadden gets the crease and turns it into 7. But then Roethlisberger orchestrates another impressive drive for Pittsburgh, and it's Miller again for his second touchdown of the day.
And really, that run by McFadden is all the Raiders can show for their offense so far.
Another punt from Leckler. Antonio Brown waiting for it. High punt. Flag down. Brown. Little juke move. Brown finds a lane. Takes it to the outside. Another penalty marker. Brown. Antonio Brown. What an effort. 73 yards for Pittsburgh. And a touchdown. 2 different flags on the play.
Yeah, one flag thrown where the gunner was trying to get down the field may have been held by the Steelers. Both these calls may go against Pittsburgh, nullifying a fabulous punt return by Antonio Brown. The second flag, you can almost predict where it was thrown and when it was thrown, that it's going to be an illegal block against the Steelers.
Brown went to the Pro Bowl last year as a return man. Electrifying skills. Such a big play threat when he gets the ball in his hands.
Yeah, he's so smooth, he's so fast, and his desire, you can see the work ethic in his return, how he's always looking to get down the field, get extra yards.
So we'll hear from David White. This one's coming back.
During the return, that was illegal block in the back on the return team. That penalty will be declined. There was holding on the return team during the kick prior to the return. That penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. First down.
So that was the initial flag that came down. They'll take the holding. We'll take a break. Early second quarter.
Breathtaking color, spine-tingling depth, and way bigger than life. The new 90-inch class Sharp Aquos. Brace yourself. It's not for the faint of heart. The world's largest LED TVs, only from Sharp.
This is the age of knowing what you're made of. Why let erectile dysfunction get in your way? Talk to your doctor about Viagra. Ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain. It may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing. This is the age of taking action. Viagra. Talk to your doctor.
No, get out of here!
All I see is pain and destruction.
I'm carrying my heart, but
this isn't about bombs and ships anymore. He hurt my family.
The season premieres of NCIS in NCIS Los Angeles, Tuesday, only CBS.
Now in the circle is where the holding will happen. Robert Golden, number 30, and also Cortez Allen, a couple of youngsters holding on Mike Mitchell here. That gets the first flag.
So Steelers get it back. Touchdown is nullified from Brown on the return. And a first down for Pittsburgh. Baron Batch up the middle. They're looking for something here in the running game. If it's not Redmond, Dwyer, Batch, Chris Rainey's been in there. Again, no Rashard Mendenhall, recovering from that torn ACL that he suffered on January the 1st in the regular season finale. But Mike Tomlin feels very confident after watching Mendenhall in practice this week that the bye week comes next week, and the following game he expects to have Mendenhall back in there.
He got some good work in practice. They thumped him a little bit in practice, and he responded well.
2nd and 8 after the 2-yard pickup. Miller and Pope, the tight ends. Miller sets up as a receiver. Roethlisberger locks in on Miller. Catch made out across the 25. A 7-yard pickup. The linebacker Philip Wheeler bringing him down.
Yeah, that's a mismatch regardless of who's out there on the outside. A linebacker here in Wheeler against Heath Miller. There's just no contest there. You could do that all day long.
3rd and short for Pittsburgh.
A lot of confusion on that Raider defense as they're all trying to communicate, pointing around. Look at this. Roethlisberger's waiting for them to settle down so he can call the play.
Monday, Pop.
Play clock down to 1. They get the play off. And it's Batch barreling through for a first down. Needed a yard, picked up 3. This drive will continue for the Steelers.
Gain of 3 to the 30.
Well, Oakland's banged up. There's certainly been an issue in the secondary with Bartell placed on IR. He is actually eligible to come off. They've designated him as a player that could come back from that shoulder injury. Spencer's out with a foot injury. Ocelio Hansen signed with the team from Philadelphia, and Pat Lee signed from Green Bay, former 2nd-round pick back in 2008 out of Auburn. On first down, it's Batch getting another chance up the middle. 2nd-year pro out of Texas Tech, had a torn ACL last year, and they limit Batch to a 2-yard gain.
And because of those injuries in the secondary, obviously the Steelers are more interested in throwing the ball today. They've run 26 plays. 18 of them have been pass plays. Roethlisberger, with time to throw, has completed 12 of those 18 for 124 yards already.
Well, it's a 2-yard gain on first down. Pittsburgh is last in the AFC in yards per play on first down so far this young season. Just 3.37 yards on first down plays. But we've seen them pass more often on first down and spreading it around with Roethlisberger. Look at the time he's got. Slings it over to Johnson. Will Johnson, they're very high on him, comparing him to Oakland's Marcel Reese. The fact that he's so versatile, a fullback out of West Virginia, but they didn't really play a traditional fullback at West Virginia, so he had to learn a lot of different skills.
Well, and you can see the skills that he has with that diving catch. Very difficult catch over the middle, but Johnson made it look easy. That's his 3rd catch of the season. Very versatile player.
Their other H-back, David Johnson, no relation, went on IR with a knee injury. And it's Will Johnson who's got an opportunity, and he's made the most of it. 3rd and 4 for Pittsburgh.
Delay a game.
So back it up for the Steelers.
Delay of game. Offense, number 7. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's just losing focus there by Roethlisberger. The clocks are very evident. The play clock is staring you in the face. And for him not to see that, instead of a 3rd down play selection here where you can run or pass, move it back now, and it's an obvious passing situation.
4 penalties called against Pittsburgh, costing the Steelers 30 yards. The Raiders are yet to have a penalty called against them. We've got 10:35 to go in this first half. Pittsburgh with a 14-7 lead. 3rd and 9. Roethlisberger, shotgun, floats one, hauled in by Miller, and then lost it at the end.
You're going to say he was down before the ball came out. This might be challenged by the Raiders. Steelers know that. They're trying to get to the line of scrimmage, going to play off before. There goes the challenge flag by Dennis Allen. Good challenge by Allen, because the receiver has to be able to control the ball throughout the completion of the play. And I don't think Miller did that. Great effort by Miller.
Oakland is challenging the ruling on the field of a complete pass.
Miller in the matchup with Philip Wheeler, who is scraping at the football. Boy, that looks like a clean catch and down by contact. We'll find out.
Do you really think that you could save the school by doing this?
I took judo. I mean, it was only for 3.5 weeks, but he said I had wicked potential.
What are you doing?
Don't you worry about it.
Inspiring your students, I see.
All right, let's get our story straight. Derek did it.
Here comes the boom. Rated PG.
You can learn a lot about a minivan from tests like this. And even more from real families who use them like this. We think there's another test to consider. It's based on one simple question. After living with your van, would you buy it again? More town and country owners do than the owners of any other minivan. It's called the test of ownership, and to us, it's the most important test there is.
So, where are you living now, Will?
The only place I can afford.
I'm so glad you're home.
Yeah. If I was smart enough to pounce on the Daily Double for just $1.99 on the McDonald's Extra Value menu, I can handle this. I got this great loft space.
Oh, very cool.
Here it is, a cool Bud Light Lime. It's everything you love about Bud Light, with a twist of 100% natural lime flavor. Bud Light Lime. Summer is calling.
The new season of Criminal Minds.
What's on his mouth? It was sewn shut.
Will leave you speechless. Jean Triplehorn joins Criminal Minds, the season premiere. Then
they got Katie.
It's not just a case.
Grandpa!
It's personal.
I am gonna kill her.
The season premieres of Criminal Minds on CSI, CBS Wednesday.
So the question here, does he complete the catch?
And the answer is no, because the ball will come out. The rule is you must complete the catch all the way. And you can see the ball comes out, although he does go to the ground. That's what the official saw at first. The ball was kind of shielded from the official that made the call by Miller's body. Well, it's a good challenge by the Raiders. This should be overturned.
This was a long review.
After review, the receiver did not maintain control of the ball through contact with the ground. The pass is incomplete. It'll be 4th and 9, the 31-yard line.
So Dennis Allen's...
Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 10 minutes, 25 seconds. Oakland will not be charged for timeout.
Okay, David, we'll do that. Dennis Allen's instincts were correct. Dan Fouch's instincts were correct. And the Raiders making a case for themselves right away. Tyvon Branch and the officials, after taking a look, agree.
And assistant Al Saunders up in the box. That's his job, is to take a look at the replays. Former head coach of the San Diego Chargers. He advised Allen to throw that challenge flag, and Steelers kind of gave it away. They thought it was incomplete the way they hustled the line of scrimmage.
And Allen had to throw it quickly because of it. They tried to sneak a play in. Butler comes off the side of his foot. The rookie did not get all of that one. Pittsburgh with a 14-7 lead over Oakland.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Internet Explorer. Welcome to a more beautiful web. Farmers. Find a knowledgeable local farmers agent at farmers.com. We are insurance. We are farmers. And by Chrysler. Imported from Detroit.
Does your phone give you all-day battery life? Droid does. And does it launch apps by voice while learning your voice?
Launch cab for me.
Droid does.
Keep left at the fork.
Does it do turn-by-turn navigation? Droid does. With Verizon, America's largest 4G LTE network, and Motorola, Droid does. Get $100 off select Motorola 4G LTE smartphones, like the Droid Razr.
Start with nothing. Build a groundbreaking car. Good. Now build a time machine. Go here. Find someone who can build a futuristic dashboard display. Bring Future Guy back. Watch him build a TFT display like nothing you've ever seen. Get him to explain exactly what that is.
The thin film transistor display.
Maybe not. Just show it. Customize the dash. Give it park assist. That fuel efficiency flower thing. Send Future Guy home. His work here is done. Destroy time machine. Win some awards. Send in Brady. That's how you do it. Easy.
Well, fitting that we would be doing the Raiders and the Steelers when talking about Steve Sable, a pioneer and a true giant. Sable wrote, "The autumn wind is a pirate blustering in from sea with a rollicking song. He sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash." The Oakland Raiders and NFL Films, that was a perfect marriage. With his silver hat about his head and a bristly black mustache. On a handoff for McFadden. Picks up a yard on the play. Jason Worlds makes that stop. 72, divisional playoff, 22 seconds left. Steelers trailing, one of the most famous plays in NFL history. Bradshaw's pass bounces into the hands of Franco. Harris races down the field for the touchdown, the immaculate reception. Jack Tatum, the defensive player there. Frenchie Fuqua, the ball ricochets, and NFL history was made. On a 2nd and 9. Palmer throws to McFadden, who ducks out of bounds just across the 45-yard line for Oakland and a 5-yard pickup.
You know, and those of us who played in that era are indebted to Steve Sable and NFL Films. There wasn't wall-to-wall football back in those days as there is now, and being able to have people come up to you and say, "Hey, I remember watching you play on NFL Films," is something that we all should be thankful to the Sables.
And at the core of who he was an incredible storyteller. just understood that aspect of it. And you're right. And that was the avenue for so many football fans on a weekly basis. McFadden, nowhere to go on a 3rd and 4. Ike Taylor makes the play for Pittsburgh. It's a loss on the play of 3 yards for Oakland.
Well, the key to stopping the zone scheme is to get penetration on the front side. You're going to see Lawrence Timmons, 94, do exactly that as he forces McFadden to the outside along with Larry Foote, where Ike Taylor can make that tackle.
Antonio Brown waiting on the Leckler punt. Call for a fair catch too early, and he knows it. Line of scrimmage will be the 15-yard line. A flag thrown on the play. A 41-yard punt by Leckler. Four penalties against Pittsburgh.
During the kick, personal fouls, face mask on return team. Penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick.
And another Steelers penalty at the 8:32 mark of this second quarter. A storied rivalry that goes back to 1970, the Steelers and the Raiders. More second quarter action when we come back on CBS.
So, why are we up here?
Because Farmers offers a new roof discount?
Oh, boy. Yep. And it's an agent's job to help people find new ways to save.
There's some cool stuff up here.
There sure is. Look what I found. It's a fiddler on the roof. What are the chances?
We are insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
You can learn a lot about a minivan from tests like this. And even more from real families who use them like this. We think there's another test to consider. It's based on one simple question. After living with your van, would you buy it again? More town and country owners do than the owners of any other minivan. It's called the test of ownership, and to us, it's the most important test there is.
Introducing the Droid Razr M by Motorola with 4G LTE speed on an edge-to-edge display. Say hello to the full-screen phone.
Hey, Steven, got your new official Nike jersey? It's like we're twins.
We don't
look anything alike? Oh, twins.
This week, Dave's all new with The Big Bang Theory's Kaylee Cuoco, Regis Philbin, From Elementary, Johnny Lee Miller, Stupid Human Tricks, and tomorrow, don't miss Steve Martin.
Before the game, Marcus Allen here in Oakland lit the ceremonial torch. Number 32, Hall of Famer with the Raiders from 82 to 92. Got a huge ovation from this crowd, and nice to see that Marcus Allen and the Raiders, that relationship seems to be back in order. Up the middle for Isaac Redman in a 3-yard gain. Rolando McClain will get credit for the stop just across the 10-yard line. Between 72 and 83, the Raiders and the Steelers played each other's 6 times in the playoffs alone.
Well, what team do you think helped the Raiders get in the playoffs that many times?
I didn't mean to bring it up because of that. But obviously I've struck a nerve of some sort.
Absolutely.
On a 2nd and 7. Antonio Brown has got blockers in front of him and finds a small opening to shoot through for extra yardage. Branch and Hansen combined to bring him down. It's a 6-yard pickup.
Last week against the Jets, Roethlisberger distributed passes to 10 different receivers. Here we are still with 7:40 to go in the first half, and he's hit 8 different receivers.
Miller with a couple of touchdowns. Roethlisberger spreading the wealth here for Pittsburgh, now facing a 3rd and 1. It's 14 of 21, 133 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Redmond doesn't go down on first contact, and he turns into a first down with a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, the Raiders focusing on trying to strip the ball from Isaac Redmond as he hits over the left side. Good cut back there behind his center, Pouncey. And then McLean in there trying to get that ball out along with Wheeler.
Redmond was one of those developmental players for the Steelers, was on the practice squad, a Division II product from Bowie State, the Bowie State Bulldogs. Short yardage situations tend to be his best option, and Will Johnson helping to open some holes for Pittsburgh. 14-7, Steelers in front. Timeout.
Start with a simple idea. Think, drink coffee, hatch a design, kill the design. Design something totally original. Do it again. That's good. Kick out the committees. Call in the engineers. Call in the car guys. Call in the nerds. Build a prototype. Mold it. Shape it. Love it. Give it 40 MPG. No, 41. Give it a huge display. Give it a starting price under 16 grand. Take it to the car shows. Get a celebrity endorser. He's perfect. I am? Yes, you are. Making a groundbreaking car. It's that easy.
Dad, listen, we're gonna go broke unless we figure out a way to divvy up the shared data plan fairly. So, whoever's fathered the most children gets the most data.
Let's just do it by hair.
Body hair?
Most dental work.
What? Stop downloading and stop liking everything. It should be by who has the least amount of cartilage in their left knee.
Just want to take a bath.
Say no to sharing. Say yes to Sprint. With truly unlimited data, text, and calling.
He built a machine to stop crime before it happens. CBS Thursday.
Why do you think she took it?
I don't know. Will the machine save him?
I need to find my friend.
Person of Interest, season premiere, then.
How do you guess things?
I don't guess, I observe.
Sherlock Holmes.
She had plastic surgery.
Is back.
How did you know?
Google. Not everything is deducible.
Elementary, series premiere, after the Person of Interest season premiere. CBS Thursday, 9/8 Central. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the new 90-inch Aquos LED TV only from Sharp. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
No, just incredible pictures from Friday. The Space Shuttle Endeavour making an appearance here in the Bay Area over the Golden Gate Bridge towards the East Bay. Dan Fouts had a close-up and personal look.
And the pilots loved that, going over the Golden Gate Bridge so much, they did it again. They took a second lap. Awesome.
On first down, Roethlisberger out of the pocket. Roethlisberger over the middle, a dart to Redmond. And Isaac Redmond brings it in. Clean catch to the 30-yard line. Mike Burris with the tackle. It's another 9-yard pickup.
It's got to be so frustrating rushing against Roethlisberger. He's got such great feel for the pocket, escapability, and then when you get to him, it's tough to bring him down. He's 250 pounds or so. Dennis Allen says we're trying to get to his right arm, because if we just try to tackle him, he's strong enough to spin away and get the ball off, similar to what he did that time to find Redmond over the middle.
And he wins games on the road. Steelers have won 12 of their last 17 road games. Isaac Redmond fighting for extra yardage. It is enough for a first down. Matt Giordano, first man there for Oakland. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB and Company, latest NFL scores and highlights. It's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Well, through the first 2 games, the Steelers threw the football nearly 60% of the time. And the breakdown here, 11 running plays, 22 passing plays in this first half. Oakland has 13 plays overall. 33 for Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger, nice setup for Dwyer. And gets banged down by the linebacker Wheeler. Former third-round pick of the Colts. Limit Dwyer to a 1-yard gain.
And really, it looks like the Steelers are content now to just hunt and peck a little bit against this Raider zone defense. Raiders have not been able to mount any type of pressure on Roethlisberger. So he's having his way finding different receivers.
And Dwyer makes it 9 different receivers for Pittsburgh in this first half.
Wow.
2nd and 9 for the Steelers. They lead it 14-7. 4.5 to go in this second quarter. On a draw play and nothing there. Loose football. Raiders come up with it. Dwyer coughs it up and recovered by Joselio Hansen, the veteran.
Yeah, it looked like Desmond Bryant and Rolando McClain combined on the tackle on Dwyer. Ball got loose, and Hansen right there to pick it up. Just what the Raiders needed in this ball game.
Oh yeah, Bryant got a clean shot at the football. Raiders take over, trailing by 7 in the second.
If you're a business traveler who's got what it takes to put up with bag fees, blackout dates, change fees, and other frustrating policies, then have we got a game for you.
Business Travel Challenge.
In this competition, we pick the other airlines against Southwest, and the Southwest customers always win. It's fun, it's painful, and it's true. So tune in to watch the airline that changed the game for the entire industry, Southwest.
There are laws to physics, right? So explain this. How can something get bigger and smaller? There's more of it and less of it? Well, I guess the laws of physics are more like general guidelines.
Ask yourself, what would I sacrifice for what's mine?
So you're me in 30 years.
I want to talk about time travel.
This is my life now. You had yours already.
What's he gonna do?
I'm gonna save your life.
My life! Your life! See what you become!
I haven't seen that yet.
Looper, rated R.
Starting tomorrow, America's most watched network brings you the most anticipated new shows of the season. Vegas, Elementary, Partners, and Made in Jersey. Be there when it all begins. Only CBS.
Desmond Bryant, the economics major from Harvard, making the play for Oakland, creating the turnover. Hansen on the recovery. And a big possession here for the Oakland Raiders. Trailing 14-7 with 4:20 to go in the first half. 1st and 10 from the Pittsburgh 30-yard line. Gordon, the motion man for Oakland. Bootleg. Palmer. Plenty of time. Palmer didn't like what he saw downfield and now finds Marcel Reese, who has spilled out after the modest gain of 3. Lawrence Timmons the hit defensively.
Yeah, great coverage in the secondary by the Steelers. There's really a super play fake by Palmer. Really bought a lot of time, but just nobody downfield. And a good job by Reese uncovering and picking up a couple.
2nd and 7 for Oakland. Another double tight end set with Myers and Osbury. 3 receivers. Palmer. The quick toss. It's Osbury. Gets out of bounds and a first down for Oakland. Second-year tight end from USC. 13 yards on the catch and run.
Now they're excited about Osbury. Very talented tight end. Can make things happen. Had a 31-yarder last week. Just his 3rd catch of the year, but he is a weapon at the tight end position.
Marcel Reese will set up as a receiver on 1st and 10, just inside the 15 for Oakland. Running play. McFadden. Steelers fully prepared for McFadden, limiting him to a gain of 1.5 yards. Ryan Clark got him down low.
They're staying on their feet. They're filling their gaps. Watch, none of the Steelers are on the ground here. When McFadden goes to turn it up, there's just too many Pittsburgh Steelers there for him to get to the corner. Good team defense.
Clock is moving, under 3 minutes to play in this first half. McFadden 68 yards on the ground, but most of it came on the 64-yard touchdown run. 3 tight ends, 2nd and 9 for Oakland. Bootleg. Palmer. Pump. And Palmer out of bounds. Little push from Woodley, something that Mike Tomlin talked about. Carson Palmer really believes his movement is underrated. Yes, he's a classic passer, but he can make some plays with his legs, in the opinion of Tomlin, who went against him when Palmer was with Cincinnati.
Yeah, a little play fake, a little pump fake at the end of this. Got him a couple extra yards, but great coverage by Lewis on Gordon in the back of the end zone.
Sets up 3rd and 3 for Oakland. Coming up on 2 minutes to play. Palmer. Floater. The cut by Goodson, and he doesn't have enough for the first down. It'll be 4th down for the Raiders as we hit the 2-minute warning. Cortez Allen with a stop along with Brett Kiesel. Pittsburgh up by 7. 4th down for Oakland.
You still think you colder than me? No, don't tell me. Tell Tank. And who you supposed to be? Back up, handle it.
What you looking at?
Cat-like reflexes. Oh.
The Coors Light Silver Bullet Pint. It's bigger, it's resealable, it's still the coldest.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Let's suit up.
It's gonna be fun.
We're not finished yet.
Rated PG-13.
The power to become a better investor has gone mobile. With features like scanning a barcode to get detailed stock quotes to voice recognition, E-Trade leads the way in wherever, whenever investing. Download the ultimate in mobile investing apps free at E-Trade.
At Domino's, we're obsessed with delivering you great pizza. So we want to invent the ultimate pizza delivery vehicle. Let's see what ideas our drivers have.
A mini fridge and an oven back there, that'd be perfect.
A gyroscopic pizza holder to keep the pizzas level.
A flying car with a jet engine. Traffic mapping would be good.
That would sure get pizzas there fast.
It doesn't have to even be a car, like a tank. It could be a tank. That would be awesome.
We'll stop at nothing to deliver you the best pizza possible. Like these 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for $5.99 each.
USAA thanks all those who've served with this salute to service moment.
In stadiums across the country, on game day, and throughout the season, in memorable moments with the game's biggest stars, America's current and former military were honored across the NFL last year in a monumental effort that will continue this season, both on and off the field.
Join USAA and the NFL in honoring and thanking our military at USAA.com/NFL.
It's the premiere of the CBS Thursday Comedy Power Hour.
That's hot.
With a new episode of The Big Bang Theory.
Have I ever told you you're like a sexy praying mantis?
Every time you drink alcohol.
Followed by 2.5 Men on its new Night and Time.
Is it just me, or is that idea kind of a turn on?
It's just me.
It all happens Thursday, 8/7 Central, only CBS.
Decision time for Oakland head coach Dennis Allen, and they've decided to go for it on 4th and 2.
Yeah, this is a real curious call here. Instead of getting the points, down just 14-7. Big decision.
And it's a long 2. It's probably closer to 3 on 4th down. Oh, boy.
There was contact made there. The Raiders think they may have drawn the Steelers off sides.
There was a shift to the right side for Oakland. There was definitely movement.
Looked like Kiesel may have jumped into the neutral zone and made contact. See how the replacement officials rule on this one.
Officials huddling up. Both sides trying to make their respective cases. And David White comes out of the crowd there. I mean, this is a long discussion again.
Prior to the snap, neutral zone infraction, 96 in the defense. The penalty is half the distance to the goal, results in a first down.
They said 96, Ziggy Hood. I saw what you saw initially with Kiesel.
Yeah, Kiesel stood up and stepped into the neutral zone, and Cooper Carlisle jumped off sides, which is a good idea by Carlisle. Here's Kiesel. Watch him after the shift. Will jump up into the neutral zone. And the reaction by Carlisle is the proper one.
There was contact. That's all it takes.
Yep. First down. Goal to go.
So he makes the call on 4th and 2, and it pays off with a penalty on Pittsburgh. First and goal for Oakland. Palmer up in the air. Hauled in. Darius Hayward-Bay. Touchdown Raiders.
Now this is a pick play that is totally legal. There's no contact on it. Combination route between Denarius Moore coming to the inside. That forces Monday to go over the top. No contact, so it's a good play, legal play. Great throw, great catch.
So the Raiders take advantage of the Pittsburgh fumble. They turn it into a touchdown. Hayward-Bay's first of the season. Giannikowski on for the extra point. All scores are reviewed upstairs, and I guess the question is whether or not he got 2 feet inbounds off this pass by Palmer. Perfect touch.
Yeah, he easily got 2 feet in. Beautiful throw by Palmer. Monday never located the ball. Perfectly executed by Denarius Moore and Hayward-Bay.
The touchdown is on the board. Giannikowski the point after. And we are knotted up at 14 apiece. 1:54 to play, second quarter in Oakland.
Very superstitious. Writings on the wall. When you believe in things that you don't understand, and you suffer. Superstition ain't the way.
Bud Light, the official beer of NFL fans who do whatever it takes. Here we go.
Introducing the Droid Razr M by Motorola with 4G LTE speed on an edge-to-edge display. Say hello to the full-screen phone.
How do you make summer feel 90 days longer? Get to the Mazda Summer Drive, because you can save big on a 2012 Mazda 3 with no payments for 90 days and 0% APR for 60 months. So get our hottest deal of the summer on the 40 MPG Highway Mazda 3 with SkyActiv technology. 0% APR for 60 months, no payments for 90 days. Only at the Mazda Summer Drive, and only for a limited time.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
th all-time meeting between the Steelers and the Raiders. Oakland and Pittsburgh tied at 14. Touchdown to Darius Hayward-Bay, the number 7 pick in the 2009 draft, capping off the 6-play 30-yard drive after the fumble by Dwyer, recovered by Oakland. Janikowski kicks off to Rainey. Steelers are out of timeouts. They'll have a minute 54 to work with here at the end of the second quarter. Celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with the NFL. Visit NFL.com/Espanol, official Spanish language home of the NFL. Here in Oakland, they kicked it off with a mariachi band in the parking lot before the game. How about the first Latino Super Bowl MVP, Jim Plunkett, honorary captain for the Raiders today. The famed group War performed our national anthem, and there are markings on the field recognizing Hispanic Heritage Month throughout the NFL. 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh. From the 20, Roethlisberger to Wallace on the perimeter. Mike Wallace banged out of bounds just across the 25-yard line. That's 7 yards on the completion.
Yeah, 7 yards and stopping the clock. Good job by Heath Miller. You see his versatility. He was the lead blocker on that wide receiver screen.
Second and 3 for the Steelers. 1:48 to go, first half. From the gun, Roethlisberger over the middle. Baron Batch driving his helmet for a 5-yard gain. McLean and Wheeler collaborate to bring him down. First down, Pittsburgh. That is 183 yards of offense in this first half for Pittsburgh.
And still they're tied.
A minute 20 left. Roethlisberger, pump, slings, on time to Batch, and Batch turns it upfield. Gets out of bounds. He's got a first down for the Steelers. 15 yards on the catch and run by Baron Batch.
Steelers may have a problem in their offensive line. Marcus Gilbert, who came into the game with a bad groin, has been limping severely after the last 2 plays. Really late getting to the huddle. You see he's limping as he's coming to the line of scrimmage even.
10 different receivers have caught a ball here in the first half for Pittsburgh. Same number as last week in the win over the Jets. Near midfield. Roethlisberger throws. Terrific hands by Miller. Makes the catch just across second base. Wheeler with the coverage. 7-yard gain, and there is Marcus Gilbert just trying to grind through this in the first half. 2nd and 3. Roethlisberger. So much time to work with. Roethlisberger downfield. Sanders takes a lick from Giordano and holds on to the football. We're down to 33 seconds left.
Really good, clean hit by Matt Giordano. Didn't lead with the helmet, didn't launch, just drove his shoulder into the receiver.
Roethlisberger spikes it with 23 seconds left. This a 21-yard hookup. Roethlisberger to Sanders.
Yeah, he doesn't need 10 seconds to throw, but he'll take it. There's the shot by Giordano. Again, a legal shot, and that's important.
We asked Allen about Giordano getting the start. He said he's earned the right to be on the field. He's one of the best 11 players on defense. Giordano has been backing up Michael Huff, but Huff starting at corner, Giordano getting the start at safety. 8 straight completions for Roethlisberger before the spike. 2nd and 10. Play fake. Roethlisberger over the middle. Rainey the catch. They're down to 16 seconds left. No timeouts. 9-yard pickup.
Yeah, they'll spike it here, then bring out the field goal team. No problem.
5 seconds. And the spike with 2 seconds remaining.
Roethlisberger cool, looking at that clock, knowing that just let the clock run all the way down so the Raiders will have no time after this field goal kick.
Don't forget, coming up, Verizon Halftime Report, JB and the rest of the crew, latest NFL scores and highlights. A wild week 3 around the National Football League. It's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Sean Sweezemon, 33-yard field goal attempt to give Pittsburgh the lead at the break. Hasn't missed a field goal yet this season. Butler will hold it. And Oakland will call a timeout. 33-yard attempt for Sweezem and the Steelers when we come back.
4G LTE has the fastest speeds. So let's talk about coverage. Based on this chart, who would you choose?
Wow.
You guys take a minute.
Verizon, hands down.
I'm going to show you guys another chart.
Pretty obvious. I don't think color matters.
Pretty obvious. What's pretty obvious about it?
Verizon has the coverage.
Verizon.
Verizon.
We're going to go to another chart.
It doesn't really matter how you present it.
I tell you what.
It doesn't matter how you present it. Verizon. More 4G LTE coverage than all other networks combined.
Well, Ben Roethlisberger has vivid memories of his only appearance here in Oakland. He said it was the worst game of his career back in 2006. 4 interceptions, 2 came back for touchdowns for the Raiders. A different story in this first half here in 2012. Roethlisberger 22 of 31, 207 yards, a couple of touchdowns, Dan.
And is anybody better at this type of situation? The hurry-up offense, especially when the Raiders have no pass rush at all. He's just been able to find his second and third outlet guy and move the ball right down the field.
33-yard field goal for Sean Sweezem. Sweezem knocks it through, and the Steelers lead it 17-14 at halftime. Pittsburgh with 235 yards of offense. Oakland with 105. Verizon Halftime Report is coming up after this message. A word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 47.
Tick-tock. She's handcuffed to a bomb.
Made in Jersey. Premieres Friday. Only CBS.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
How do you engineer a true automotive breakthrough? You give it bold new styling, unsurpassed luxury, and nearly 1,000 improvements. Introducing the redesigned 2013 GLK. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for exceptional offers through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services.
Soccer 13. Rated E for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game. Better with Connect for Xbox 360.
It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report. Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile from Verizon.
And welcome back to the Verizon Halftime Report. I'm James Brown in New York with a look at the scores from today's early games. It was Kansas City in overtime, knocking off the New Orleans Saints 27-24. Kansas City 21 unanswered points to win the game. Ryan Suckup, team record 6 of 6 field goals to get it done for them. Meanwhile, Dallas Cowboys by 6 over Tampa. Dallas held Tampa Bay to 166 yards and 2 turnovers. Tampa Bay only 3 of 15 on third down conversions. Cincinnati in a slugfest with the Washington Redskins wins it 38-31. Washington's D has allowed 101 points in the last 3 games, 429 yards per game. Boy, but Andy Dalton, big game, 328 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick in that one. Buffalo by 10 over the Cleveland Browns. Ryan Fitzpatrick, solid game, 22 of 35, 208 yards and 3 touchdown passes in that one. New York played sloppy, the Jets did, but they win it in overtime, 23-20, that to a 33-yard field goal by Nick Folk. Jacksonville over Indianapolis by 5. Maurice Jones-Drew, big game, 177 rushing yards. Jacksonville wins it on an 80-yard Gabbert to Cecil Short's touchdown pass with 45 seconds left. Tennessee by 3 in overtime there. The Titans, first team with 5 touchdowns of 60-plus yards in that one. Minnesota, nearly a flawless game and beating San Francisco 24-13, and Chicago's D got it done in spanking the Rams 23-6. Coming up, all the highlights when the Verizon Halftime Report continues right here on CBS.
The atomic bomb, the moon landing, the internet, 3 events that shaped our world, and now comes the 4th. CBS Premiere Monday, beginning with the How I Met Your Mother wedding.
I have a better tie at home. It's cornflower blue.
Then from the creators of Will and Grace, Partners.
What is this? A bottle of vodka and a variety of meat? Isn't that the working title of your memoir?
Followed by 2 Broke Girls at its new time. And a new Mike and Molly. A new season begins CBS tomorrow, 8/7 Central.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report. Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile from Verizon.
And welcome back to Studio 43 in New York and the Verizon Halftime Report. I'm James Brown along with my guys, Dan, Coach Shannon, and Boomer. Let's get you caught up on everything going on around the NFL.
Yeah, Carson Palmer's going to find Darius Hayward-Bay after Pittsburgh jumped outside on 4th and 2 to tie up 14-14, but Pittsburgh's Ben Roethlisberger takes him down. He kick a field goal before the half. They're up 17-14.
Matt Schaub is 10 of 17, 199, 3 touchdowns, 1 INT. And when you can run it like this, JB, Matt Schaub up top. 52 yards later, Kevin Walter has a touchdown. They're on top at the half, 21-11 over the Broncos.
Matt Ryan putting on a clinic out in San Diego, 24-32, 230 yards and 3 touchdowns. Right here, Tony Gonzalez in the third quarter right now, 20-3 over San Diego.
Dan.
Oh, Michael Vick. You got to know where the free blitzer's coming from. Derrick Rhodes off the corner.
Oh, ow.
Ball's on the ground. James Sanders picks it up down the sideline. He's going to go 93 yards on the fumble recovery for a touchdown. Newsflash, ladies and gentlemen, Arizona's pretty good. They're winning 24-0.
Shannon, move him around. Do something, man.
Oh, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. All right, Dan, you've got to tell us about this one.
Okay, Jamal Charles, 33 attempts on the day, 233 yards. This one goes, he's off and running right there. 91 yards for a touchdown. Then in overtime, Ryan Suckup, he kicks the game-winning field goal from 31 yards. Drew Brees talks about the disappointing 0-3 Saints.
There's no doubt in my mind that we're going to turn this thing around. And I don't know what that's going to result in regards to how many wins or playoffs or whatever, but we're going to be a great team.
The defense stinks.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers were up early in this game, but DeMarco Murray takes a handoff at 11 yards of the tumbling Murray. Tumbles off into the end zone. And they're
Why
down
are we
late.
showing this?
Greg Schiano, well, he said he would do it.
He did it again 3 times in a row. How about this? 69 points, 859 yards of total offense. And Andy Dalton, he finds Jermaine Gresham right there. They go on to win 38-31. Very exciting game in the nation's capital. Bengals are 2-1.
And the Buffalo Bills, Ryan Fitzpatrick, 3 touchdown passes on the day, 0 interceptions. This one is C.J. Spiller, who's had an unbelievable season. Unfortunately, he sprained his left shoulder. MRI tomorrow to determine and extend the injury. Buffalo goes on to win big.
And the great cornerback Darrell Reeves of the Jets gets hurt on this play. He did not return to the game. He's going to get an MRI tomorrow. Sanchez was 21 of 45, 306 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And Nick Folk in overtime, 33 yards, 23-20 Jets.
See, they all work, Shannon.
They all work.
JB, Colts took a lead late. Jags came back, Hail Mary. She wasn't home today. 22-7 Jacksonville over the Colts.
That's because she was in Tennessee. I got to tell you, over 1,000 yards of offense, 85 total points. Sean Hill from Maryland is going to find Titus Young. This ties the game 41-41. And then the Lions inexplicably can kick a field goal to tie the game, yet they go for it on 4th and 1. Jim Schwartz, what kind of decision is that?
That was miscommunication. We were going to try to draw them off sides, and the crowd was loud, and we were just, if they didn't jump, we were going to take the timeout, and the ball ended up getting snapped.
The crowd was loud.
Minnesota, you got a quarterback called Christian Ponder. He had 2 touchdown passes on the day, both to Kyle Rudolph. Ran for one as they upset the San Francisco 49ers, 24-13.
The Bears' defense was all over Sam Bradford. 6 sacks, 2 interceptions. Cutler was 17 for 31, 183 yards, 1 interception. Bears win 23-6.
It happens, Boomer. It happens.
And Coach, please. My guys weren't even drinking coffee. Second half coming up after this.
Are you kidding me, Coach?
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report. Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile from Verizon.
The CSI New York premiere is on fire.
That's what happens when cops don't take care of business.
What are you doing?
Don't move!
The CSI New York season premiere at its new time Friday.
Doug, we just scored. Where are you, man?
Hey, Greg. I had to sell my seats because I got this thing that came up.
Hey, Doug.
We bought your seats, Doug.
Yay! Yay!
Yeah, Greg Jennings is in our lap.
I wish Greg Jennings was in my lap.
Doug, I told you we just scored. Why aren't you smiling?
I am smiling.
Show it to me.
There's a big Dougie smile. That's my guy.
Oh, hey, Michael.
Hey, Tim.
Thanks for coming to practice.
Oh, I had a great time, man.
And for teaching us how to tackle properly.
Don't thank me. Thank USA Football for the Heads Up football program.
Tim, thank your mom for bringing it to your coach's attention.
Thank you. But you should really thank your coach for being so dedicated to making the game safer.
Nah, you should thank yourself. You kids are the reason I'm out here every day.
All right, I'll take the credit.
Visit usafootball.com to get your free Heads Up football app.
Call *** NFL to get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile from Verizon.
Halftime in the Bay Area, Pittsburgh leading Oakland 17-14. The Raiders looking for their first win of the season. Pittsburgh looking for its first road win. We'll come back to Oakland after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 47.
Johnny Lee Miller and Lucy Liu, Elementary, series premiere CBS Thursday.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
This is our way of saying hello. Our morning jog. Our idea of sushi and beauty. This is our favorite color. Our sense of right and wrong. Justice and sacrifice. This is our game. And this is our game. Feel the game like never before. NHL 13. Rated everyone 10 and up. EA Sports. It's in the game.
PlayStation. Hey, are you hibernating, Ticket Oak?
I'm not a bear, Ben.
Well, I got this Ticket Oak on the stupid internet, and there's no tickets for Sunday's game.
Ben, that's a turnip.
Oh.
Besides, you already have tickets coming out of your ear hole.
You.
Benjamin.
Not everyone has a Ticket Oak.
Go to bed, champ.
But everyone can use StubHub. StubHub, where do you want to sit?
The first look is only the beginning. Introducing a stunning work of technology. Introducing the entirely new Lexus ES and the first ever ES Hybrid. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Thursday, the biggest comedy in the universe.
You and I are done.
I Need You is back.
You do?
Yes, you're my ride. The Big Bang season premiere, CBS Thursday.
Okay, so what kind of car should I get? Definitely something with 4 doors. New or used? Used. It's gotta be black.
Now compare new and used cars and even special offers side by side.
Now that's a good deal.
So when you find the right car,
that's the one.
There won't be any doubt in your mind. Autotrader.com, the ultimate automotive marketplace.
Here in Oakland, a quick start for the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, couple of touchdowns to Heath Miller. The Raiders, though, rally. Palmer to Darius Hayward-Bay, 3-yard touchdown. Squeeze him a field goal at the end of the first half, and they've got the lead. 17-14 as we get ready for third quarter action. Right now, let's take a look at the DirecTV Ultimate Picture Cam. Carson Palmer getting a little help from Darren McFadden on this long touchdown run.
Yeah, first run of the day for Darren McFadden. Goes 64 yards and a dive to the pylon in the end zone. But other than that one play, the Raiders offense hasn't been able to do anything, whether on the ground or through the air. They did take advantage, though, of the Dwyer fumble. Gave them great field position. They got their points off that.
Ian Eagle along with Dan Fouts. Numbers-wise, it's been lopsided in favor of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But the Raiders have had a couple of big plays. You mentioned the turnover. Obviously, the McFadden run. Oakland, this is a desperate situation right now.
Well, they got to find some way of getting to Ben Roethlisberger. You can see the turnovers and the points off. Both teams have been able to capitalize on that. But Roethlisberger has thrown the ball 31 times in the first half. I don't even think he's been knocked to the ground one time.
So the second half, Pittsburgh won the toss, but they have deferred to the second half. And the Steelers will have the football to open up this third quarter. Janikowski kicking off. And Pittsburgh will have it at the 20-yard line to open up the second half.
And Roethlisberger last week completed passes to 10 different receivers. He's done that already in the first half today against a depleted secondary of the Oakland Raiders. A lot of injuries to the corners. Michael Huff has been forced to play out on the corner position, but there's been no pass rush to help out that secondary for the Raiders.
And here is the pass distribution for Pittsburgh. Wallace, the leading receiver, with 4 catches for 57 yards. Miller, the 2 touchdowns. But basically everybody available to Roethlisberger, he has gotten involved. Maybe Leonard Pope or David Paulson can get in on the act, and they'll top that 10 receiver mark from a week ago. And a flag.
A false start against the Steelers. A bad way to start the second half.
Offense. False start, 68. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And that's penalty number 7 against the Steelers, costing them 45 yards. Oakland does not have a penalty called against them.
What? You got to be kidding me. The Raiders, no penalties playing the Steelers?
That's real. That's fact right now.
That's amazing.
Well, you mentioned Marcus Gilbert. He looked banged up. Kelvin Beachum, rookie out of SMU, is now in at right tackle. He played left tackle in college. And Beachum was the one called on the penalty to start this second half. Roethlisberger pump. Roethlisberger dials up the deep ball. Mike Wallace, the intended receiver. It's incomplete. Pat Lee back there defensively for Oakland.
One of the fastest, if not the fastest, wide receivers in the league. Told us yesterday that when he runs his go route, see the stop and go that time, he got behind Pat Lee with ease, but Roethlisberger had that ball sail to the outside, out of bounds.
And what's the term he used? He likes to stack the defensive back.
Get behind him and have him trailing you right behind you in a stacked position.
That one, he got separation. If the ball was there, it would have been an easy completion to Wallace. 2nd and 15. Here comes the rush. They handle it. They can't get pressure on Roethlisberger. Incomplete. Antonio Brown in the vicinity. Michael Huff drawing the assignment for the Raiders.
That's 2 bad throws by Roethlisberger to start the second half. Brown had his man beat. Michael Huff on the out route. That ball was thrown about 5 yards to the outside.
33 pass attempts. No sacks for Oakland.
And a clean uniform for number 7.
3rd and long for the Steelers. First possession, second half. They have more than doubled Oakland's yardage total. Feeling some pressure, Roethlisberger unloads to Mike Wallace for a first down. And Roethlisberger took a shot. And limping as he grabbed at that left leg.
Like Philip Wheeler with the hit on Roethlisberger. That should be a penalty. You cannot do that to the quarterback. Cannot go low on the quarterback like that. Wheeler gets away with it, but that definitely is illegal.
22-yard hookup to Wallace. New set of downs for Pittsburgh just across the 35. And a handoff. Batch keeps the legs churning as he crosses the 40-yard line for a 5-yard pickup. McLean and Bryant combine on the stop.
Let's go back to that hit on Roethlisberger. Beacham is number 68. He's going to push Wheeler, but Wheeler continues to crawl, and then he hits Roethlisberger below the knee.
And guess who's back in there? Marcus Gilbert.
Bad leg or not.
So Beacham had a penalty called against him. He was involved in that play with Wheeler. And now Gilbert returns for Pittsburgh on a 2nd and 5. Roethlisberger sets and connects with Antonio Brown. Across the 40-yard line into Oakland territory, 19 yards. And it's Roethlisberger to Brown, Roethlisberger to Wallace, and Roethlisberger to Brown. Two tremendous connections, the chemistry.
Yeah, a 5-man rush for the Raiders. They don't even get anywhere near Brown, and Brown is just too quick for Joselio Hansen to stay up with.
On first down for the Steelers from the gun, Roethlisberger. Terrific pace right now for this Steelers offense on a slant to Antonio Brown. That covers 12 yards and a first down.
Michael Huff playing very soft, giving way too much cushion to Antonio Brown on the slant route. Starting to sound like a broken record. But Huff now comes up, as you can see, in the bump and run.
1st and 10 inside the 30 of Oakland. 17-14, Steelers in front. First possession, second half. Roethlisberger pumps, throws too high along the sideline for Brown. Working against Huff.
And that was an excellent job by Huff that time to really limit Brown to just the sideline there. Physical player. And that time it worked perfectly. Roethlisberger had to throw that ball out of bounds. Watch the job that Huff does here. Brown saying that contact was after 5 yards, but no call.
2nd and 10 for the Steelers. Raiders crowd the line here. Now back off. Roethlisberger, another pick play on the outside. Sanders trying to break free as Pat Lee made the tackle in the open field.
But you can block after the catch. You just can't go in there and knock the other defender down before the ball is thrown. Watch Wallace come in here. The ball is thrown, it's caught, then he blocks, and it's a legal play for the Steelers.
3rd and 5 for the Steelers. Spread formation, empty backfield for Pittsburgh. 3rd catch of the day for Sanders. Roethlisberger steps up. Roethlisberger, look at the room in front of him. He throws back in the end zone. Wide open Wallace. Touchdown Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger buying time and manufacturing a touchdown.
And he could have very easily run for the first down, but always keeping his eyes down the field. And Mike Wallace continues to run the entire back of the end zone. Here's Wallace right here. Watch him go up and all the way to the back. Giordano loses control and loses sight of where number 17 is. Look at Roethlisberger, had all this room to make the first down with his legs. He sees a wide open 17.
Is there anybody who is better at extending plays at the quarterback position right now in the NFL? Touchdown Steelers.
Today's business travel challenge, redeeming a reward flight. The other airlines versus Southwest. These executives have earned reward flights.
They just need to pick a date, and those other airlines never make it easy.
Ah, that's a great day to fly.
Oh, you just got the blackout knockout.
Oh, but here's the Southwest solution. Every date is available, and so is every seat.
This executive can't lose. He's a champ with rapid rewards.
Business travelers win with Southwest.
That's a word?
A rackpo. It's another word for sack.
All right. Read 'em and weep.
Impressive. How about this?
Neanderthal? Brian, your words are hurtful.
Okay.
I'm taking the bus, and you will not see me at the pancake social tomorrow.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Can the teen star weather the storm?
I don't feel like I'm fitting in. Maybe I'm just not able to play this game.
New Survivor, Wednesday, only CBS.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
22-yard touchdown, Roethlisberger to Wallace. Giordano was hurt on the play. And Giordano is now limping through the tunnel and back to the Oakland locker room. Sweezum, the extra point. 24-14 Pittsburgh. And a strong statement to start this second half. Wallace by himself in the back of the end zone, and Roethlisberger loving it.
Here it is, a cool, slightly
Bud Light Lime. It's everything you love about Bud Light with a twist of 100% natural lime flavor. Bud Light Lime. Summer is calling.
Today at KFC, get our freshly delivered whole chicken, freshly prepared by real cooks with our own secret recipes. Taste for yourself why fresh is better.
Mission accomplished.
Try our new, freshly hand-breaded original recipe bites today.
You. We know you. We know you have to rise early and work late, with not enough sleep in between. How you sometimes need to get over to that exit, like right now. And how things aren't just about you anymore. Introducing the all-new Smart Sensing Honda Accord. It starts with you.
You got prime rib, but you don't have NFL Sunday ticket from DirecTV?
Yeah, what's the deal, man? But I like this tapenade.
I want to get the ticket, but I just can't swing it.
This year, I'm going to blow your mind with the deal you deserve. It's on. Only DirecTV gives you every game, every Sunday, for absolutely nothing extra.
Hard to beat that.
Thanks. Come on, Peyton.
Pretty tasty. Nothing like tapenade and football together.
Now NFL Sunday ticket is included at no extra charge. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Scottrade. See for yourself why so many investors are saying, I'm with Scottrade. And by the all-new Honda Accord. It starts with you.
Nine plays, 80 yards. It took 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Again, Roethlisberger masterful on third down. And he hooks up with Wallace for the 22-yard touchdown. 24-14. Steelers in front. Sweezum kicking it off to Goodson, the former Carolina Panther. Moves forward. Will take it from the 1. Goodson gets a lane. Goodson down the sideline and forced out of bounds. He got pushed from behind by Curtis Brown. 48-yard return for Goodson. It's a 10-point lead for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, what a day. 287 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Every picture tells a story. Of course, some stories are bigger than others. Okay, guys, here we go. Everybody say, cheese. Got it.
Let's help you know more so your money can do more.
At Scottrade, $7 trades are just the start. Our teams have the information you want when you need it. It's another reason more investors are saying,
I'm with Scottrade.
CBS tomorrow. Meet Caroline's dad.
I'm not going. Why'd you say yes? Because you never tell a man in prison no. He could hang himself with his belt.
Two broke girls. Then, for America's favorite newlyweds, the honeymoon is over.
Get up and help me finish packing.
Careful the ham. The season premieres of Two Broke Girls and Mike and Molly. CBS tomorrow, starting at 9/8 Central.
Next Sunday, the NFL on CBS features key divisional matchups. The Patriots take on the Bills. The Titans face the Texans, or the Raiders meet Peyton Manning and the Broncos. It all starts with the NFL Today, presented by Southwest Airlines at noon Eastern, right here on CBS. Excellent field position for Oakland. First possession of this second half, just across midfield. Carson Palmer, 6 of 10 for 37 yards.
Yeah, the Raiders have only run 19 plays in this game. The Steelers, 52 plays.
Raiders have only had the football for 8 minutes and 34 seconds. Pittsburgh, 24 minutes and 56 seconds. First and 10 for Oakland at the Pittsburgh 48. Trailing 24-14. Draw play, McFadden, there's a hole. McFadden gets to the second level. Bangs inside the 35. Good block by Stefan Wisniewski and Marcel Reese to help spring McFadden loose for 16.
Well, and McFadden on the outside, right side of the screen, you're going to see Ryan Clark come up. And he's going to give him a little shake and bake right about there and fly by. It's a great start for the Raiders.
Palmer, home run ball off the hands of Hayward Bay, incomplete. And he had Ike Taylor beat in the end zone.
And Taylor did a good job of not allowing Hayward Bay to get behind him. Top of the screen here, watch Taylor just take off there. That was rare to see the defensive back farther down the field. Hayward Bay with a good ball adjustment, just couldn't reel it in.
Second down now for Oakland. Palmer will make a change here. We saw this earlier, and the change turned into a 64-yard touchdown run for McFadden. Play clock down to 1. It's a pitch. McFadden wrapped up. Lamar Woodley, who has played well here this afternoon, a Pro Bowler in 2009 when he had 13.5 sacks. And Woodley makes the play on the running back McFadden.
Woodley did such a super job of fighting off the block of the tight end. Brandon Myers just stood up with him, and when the ball carrier McFadden got close, he shed the blocker and made the tackle. Outstanding play by Woodley.
Raiders are 0 of 4 on third downs. Gain of a half yard there for McFadden. We'll call it 3rd and 9 for Oakland. Moore, the motion man, from the gun. Palmer throws, caught by Moore. First down, Raiders inside the 20. Cortez Allen there defensively for Pittsburgh.
Really good rhythm here. Back, sets his foot, fires a fastball, and right in the zone. Moore gets it and gets the catch. Big first down on a 3rd down for the Raiders.
Darius Hayward-Bay is now along the Oakland sideline working with the trainer. We just heard Giordano had leg cramps. He's getting an IV in the locker room. His return is questionable. So it's Hagan out on the field along with Rod Streeter, rookie out of Temple.
Here's Streeter. Here's Hagan.
First down just inside the 20. Rush coming. Palmer gets rid of it. Little comebacker for Streeter. And then hit by Taylor.
Yeah, because of injuries in the preseason, Streeter was the Raiders' leading receiver. So very comfortable with his quarterback, Carson Palmer.
That's a finger injury for Hayward-Bay. They lost Jacoby Ford in the preseason for the rest of the year, and he was a big weapon for Carson Palmer. 2nd and 5 now for the Raiders. Palmer over the middle. Finds a soft spot there with Denarius Moore, and he's cut down right at the 10-yard line, just short of a first down by Larry Foote, the linebacker.
But you can just see the confidence building in this offense led by Carson Palmer. He's getting back and getting rid of the ball quickly. The receivers are getting into their routes and making the catch on the other end.
Palmer came into this week leading the AFC in passing yards, but he's been held to 58 here this afternoon. 3rd and 1 for Oakland. 7th play of the drive. Schmidt in front of McFadden. Now they crowd the line. Handoff, McFadden. McFadden sticks the helmet down, keeps on going. First down, Raiders. Just inside the 5-yard line. Under 8 minutes to go now in the third. 10-point lead for Pittsburgh.
Well, McFadden kind of was laying on top of Brett Kiesel right here. Watch this play and the awareness by McFadden to realize his knee never touched down. So he put his right hand down on the ground and got the extra yardage down to the 5. Heads up play by McFadden, realizing he was never down. No whistle. First down, Raiders.
Hayward-Bay back in. Handoff, McFadden. Spins. McFadden extends the arm. Touchdown, Raiders. Terrific individual effort by McFadden for the score.
You know, his 64-yarder was something, but I like this one even better because this is all about effort and desire, as he just would not be denied. Hit it right at the line of scrimmage, spins off, then extends just enough to get it to the goal line. This one will be reviewed because it is a scoring play, but you got to love that effort. His knee was not down. That's a touchdown. Great effort on back-to-back plays by McFadden.
Mundy and Lewis had an opportunity to bring him down before the goal line, and McFadden just kept on coming.
There's a hit by Lewis. Now that's a touchdown. As his knee hit the ground, that ball was touching the goal line.
They're taking a look at it. 24-20 right now, Pittsburgh.
You. We know you. We know that things don't always go like you plan. We know how hard you have to work just to spend some time away from it. And that you don't get enough sleep. We know that sometimes you need to let loose or take out some frustrations. We know your mind wanders. And there are people you love unconditionally. Because the best way to make a car is to know you, the people who use it. Introducing a car made better for you in every way. The more advanced, more sophisticated, all-new Honda Accord. It starts with you.
miss the season premiere of 2.5 Men, CBS Thursday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Autotrader.com. Now compare new and used cars and find the best deal on Autotrader.com. And by FedEx. FedEx does more than shipping. FedEx, solutions that matter.
Upon further review, this is not a touchdown. Knees are up, but the elbow is down. Ball is short of the goal line. It'll be Raider ball inches away.
After review, the runner's left elbow was down short of the goal line. The ball will be placed second and goal at the 1-foot line.
Great effort by McFadden. You can see the left elbow clearly down and the ball just inches shy. Our camera is right on the goal line. That's a good use of the replay by our officials, and that's why each scoring play is reviewed.
So it'll be second and goal.